Okay, so we still have some more credit terms, and this one is called EOM. So EOM means end of month, and it's an often misunderstood uh, terminology for students a lot of times. So if the date is before the 25th, right, the 25th or earlier, I should say, the 25th is included, then we go to the end of the month to do our cash discounts or our credit period. Okay, so notice though that this one doesn't actually say anything about the credit period. It says terms are 110 EOM. So on this one, it's a 1% discount if we pay within 10 days from the end of the month. Now, this is going to be the end of the current month, right? Because we paid, the invoice was dated September 7th, right? So for this month, EOM, the EOM date will be, end of month date will be September 30th. And that's because it was dated the 25th or before, right? It was on the 7th. And that means that we're going to use this date to find our end of discount and our end of credit. Okay, so end of discount. Okay, so the end of discount time is going to be September 30th plus 10 days. It's nice when it goes to the end of the month because the calculation is very easy. So our end of discount will be October 10th, right? So that's kind of nice. And then end of credit is going to be when? Oh gosh, we don't know. It doesn't tell us. So the standard for end of credit is to add 20 days. And it doesn't tell us that, but it's kind of an understood thing. But we add 20 days to the end of the discount. Okay, so when we don't know anything, add 20 days to end of discount to find end of credit. And that's when we're not given those terms. And so this is just a standard practice to add another 20 days. So on this one, we're going to take October 10th and add another 20 days. So that's going to give us, right, we're going to take the 10th plus 20, and that'll be October 30th. So the end of credit will be on October 30th. Now, this says, how much will the buyer owe if they pay on October 9th? Well, you can see that October 9th is in our discount period. So we get a 1% discount, and we're going to calculate then 750 times 0.99, and that will be 742.50. All right, so that's the first type of EOM. Now, what happens if EOM is after? So I was saying, what happens if our EOM is after the 25th, and then I had a blank slide and had to take care of that. So notice it says if it's dated after the 25th of the month, then we go to the discount period begins at the end of the following month. Okay, so this one is dated July 28th, and that is after the 25th. So we're going to go to the end of the following month. So we're going to use an EOM date of not the end of July, but the end of August. So we're going to use August 31st, right? From July, right? Not the end of July. We're going to jump to the end of the following month. So August 31st. And so I just realized, hold on, let's see. I wasn't to my next slide there. Okay, now this one says it's $900 and the terms are 210 EOM. How much will the buyer owe if they pay on September 15th? Well, September 15th is going to be, let's see, after our end of discount. So end of discount, and that's August 31st plus 10 days. So we're going to be at September 10th, right? So that means that we're paying after the end of discount. And our end of credit's another 20 days. I want to go ahead and put that on there so we can talk about that. End of credit is going to be, whoops, 9/10, right? The end of discount. The end of discount plus 20 days. So that will be on September 30th. Okay, so because our payment's on the 15th, that means pay the full amount with no discount. We don't get a cash discount because we are out of the discount period. So we would simply pay $900. All right, so you have to just think your way through these and just think about your terms to figure it out. Okay, so here's the next one. We're going to complete this table. So the gross amount of the invoice is $7,000. The freight charge is already included, so that means that the $7,000 includes the $100 of freight charge. The date of the invoice is April 8th, right here. The terms are 210 in 60. That means a 2% discount if paid in 10 days, and net is owed in 60 days. And they pay on the 15th. So notice that they're paying within 7 days, right? And I'm going to write that out. Paid within 7 days of the invoice. Date, so they get a discount, 2% discount. Okay, so we're going to take the $7,000 and subtract 100. So we get $6,900. We get to take a 2% discount, and I'm actually going to just do this by 2% this time because it's asking us for the cash discount amount, and that is $138. So I'm going to put that on the chart, 138. And then the net amount paid for this is going to be the difference between the, well, we also have to include the freight. So let's talk about that. Okay, so what we would do is we would take the 6,900, subtract the 138, and then add the freight back on. That's one way to calculate it. Another way we could calculate it, right, would be take the $6,900 times 98%, right? Because that would give us the net amount. And that would be 6,762. We're going to add $100, right? That's the freight. We've got to add that back on. And that gives us 6862. And that's the amount we owe. Now, the other way to do that is we would subtract, right? We would take 6,900, subtract the 138, and then we would also add back on the freight, 6762 plus 100. So you can see it's going to work out the same either way that we do that, and it's really okay. Whichever way, you're like, oh, this makes sense to me. You just have to make sure you get the freight back in there. All right, so here's the next one. It's kind of a, similar chart that we're going to fill out. We need the cash discount and then the net amount paid. Okay, so our invoice date, notice this is 1/15 EOM and our invoice date is on 11/27. So that's after the 25th. So our EOM date is going to be not the end of November, but the end of December. Okay? Now, on this one, it tells us freight charge already included again. So we're going to do that same thing. We're going to take the 900, subtract the freight, and we get $800. And then, I don't really need to put the dollar sign on there. Okay, so do we get to take a cash discount or not? Well, they paid on January 13th, which is just 13 days past our EOM, right? So if we added 15 days for the end of discount, that would be January 15th, and we're paying before that, so we do get a discount. So my discount is 1%. So I'm going to owe $792. But of course I have to add the freight. So my net amount is $792 plus the freight. So $892. And then you can find the difference, right? 800, I'm just going to show you this over here. 800 minus 8 would be, wait, that's not what I want to do. 800 minus 792 is 8. Sorry, I'm thinking a little backward here. My discount is $8. You can sell, right? 800 minus 792, and that is my discount then. Okay, so let me see here how many. Okay, so I'm going to stop this video and then we will finish this on the next video. I've got 3 more examples, and so lots of examples this time. All right, bye for now.